Hey guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. And today is a very different content because last couple of days we have seen a lot of money has been spent, which is more than what our average incomes of a family are. Whatever may be, a lot of money has been spent. It's due to the IPL auction, and in this IPL auction, we have seen history being recorded. We have seen the highest amount of money being spent on a player in an auction. We have seen very odd signing which has been spent on a one player, and we have seen very value signings. So without further ado, I would like to introduce my guest. As you know, my partner Graham Ajit, and
Hello.
we've got Pranav Reddy, who was there in the last video, and today we've got a new guest who's also a friend of ours during our school days, and he's a proper MI fan, a Chelsea fan, and although we will troll each other, that's the reason why we bought him here. So I like to introduce Manav Gupta. Manav, welcome to the YouTube channel for the first time.
Hello guys, hope it's
Yeah.
gonna be amazing. So
So
let's
so without further ado, we'll start with CSK. CSK has, as usual, first, what is your reaction of CSK's overall auction strategy?
Overall auction strategy, as usual, they've always done in auctions, especially a very effective strategy in the players that they wanted to pick. Yeah, it was expected that the CSK were going to go heavy on Ashwin, and they did exactly that, and they got them. So I think overall, if you look at how the auction panned out, I thought it was good. I thought they went slightly a bit more bowling heavy a little bit more. So they picked up multi-utility players. That I mean, it's always CSK have known to pick a lot of multi-utility players over the years, and I mean overall that's pretty much how I would say. In short, though, I must say that it's a really good side. Especially they've picked the team suited for Chepauk. As usual, they always done that. So it's nothing too new about this.
Well, what's your opinion, Manav? Since you're a Mumbai fan, what's your neutral opinion, man?
think I think CSK have done a good job in auction, and like you saw the budget, CSK had 55 crore and MI had 45 crore, but CSK have done their business smartly compared to others. Plus, they had an RTM, which was actually the most funniest RTM I've ever seen in this auction. They used it on Rachin Ravindra when Punjab were getting him for 3.2 crore. And you would expect Punjab to do like 6 or 7 crore, but they only increased to 4 crore. That's where me and my roommates, we all started laughing at that RTM. And I felt Noor Ahmed was little expensive, I would say. 10 crores is a lot for him. Other than that, the players they've got were actually good for the prices that they got.
So in order to make sure that GT doesn't use the RTM, they have to raise their price to 10 crores in order to make sure that GT will not exercise the rights. That's the only logical reasoning why the CSK has bought Noor Ahmed on 10 crores. So that's the only logical behind buying
And I
Noor Ahmed.
think it's a good replacement to Teekshana because he's a better bowler than Teekshana, I would say.
Totally agree with you. What about Pranav? What's your opinion on CSK overall at the auction strategy?
So, yeah, I mean, CSK just did what CSK does. They just, sneaked through, meandered through, got good high value buys as well as extremely, value additions as well to their team. And I must say, if I'm not wrong, CSK is one of the three teams that has completely filled its squad.
Yeah.
The other two, if I'm not wrong, were Punjab Kings and Gujarat Titans.
Yeah. So this is CSK squad. I'd like to share it on the screen.
Yes.
This is Andre Siddharth, man. Is he Andre Russell's younger brother or what? The name looks. I don't know.
No,
No,
he's
and
actually from Tamil Nadu.
I know he's
Ashwin.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Ashwin rated him a bit little high, and they've said that he is a very good talent. So it's interesting to see though. But I think pretty much a good squad though. So I think
Yeah.
we'll get into the playing 11, like potential playing 11, and who are the
We'll do that,
backups and all that.
but first couple
But
of
yeah,
things I
Pranav
want to ask you
wants to.
questions.
I just had to be cut off. Actually, just, that's the main thing. They invested a lot more in young talent this time around. I think possibly because of trying to create a new look CSK, where their core values are highly retained. But I think
Yeah.
because some of them are now slowly aging, you might want to create a strong, set of a backup core.
So that's the question I want to ask, because if you look at the bowling lineup of CSK this time around, only from the last year, only three players have been retained from the last year or have been bought: Jadeja, Mukesh Chowdhury, and Pati Rana. Everything else is a new look bowling lineup. You got Sam Curran back, you got Ashwin back, you got Gurjamneet Singh, you got Jamie Overton, Shreyas Gowal. So apparently they have revamped the entire bowling attack.
This one player will be very crucial for you guys this season, Anshul Kamboj. He has
Yeah,
done good in domestic and he's took 10 wickets, I think, recently. He's going to
Yeah.
be a key player for you guys.
Yes,
He was
yes.
there in MI, so he didn't get that many opportunities. So I think CSK will give him the most opportunities right now.
I also remember because with Anshul Kamboj, even though Mumbai used him sparingly, he actually bowled very well in those matches. It is just that when the impact player rule came over, it then became, kind of a more high scoring venue. But Chepauk isn't as high scoring as many other ones. I would say it's one of those few pitches in India where bat and ball are perfectly balanced. And also where spin plays a major role, even in high scoring.
Yeah, true. But first obvious point that we have to get out of the elephant out of the room. Ravichandran Ashwin's return to CSK, everybody expected it. Ashwin also in his YouTube channel has said that he likes to retire at CSK itself. So I mean, it's a really good thing that we got him. Although Rajasthan Royals have pushed us around a lot to pay that extra money, but it's good to see Ashwin back.
Not only Rajasthan, even the RCB pushed to pay that extra money.
RCB will go for everybody. What's the point? But even Sam Curran, yeah, I've started the whole thing. I know Abjit will take care of the roasting, but I thought I'll just kickstart a bit. But I think another one is Sam Curran. Sam Curran also has been bought a very cheap amount on 2.4 crores compared to the 18 crores that he has bought last time by Punjab Kings. I think Sam Curran or Jamie Overton, I think these are the two guys that will fight for one spot. And especially for someone like Sam Curran, who could be used as a floater. He can come at the number 4, number 5, or can play as a finisher. So I do see him playing that role. But having said that, we can go straight away for the playing 11 if you want. So I will open up probably a document or something that will help the most. Can you guys see this document?
No.
So I think you'll have to stop your screen and then you'll have to reshare
I'll
again.
share this one. Can you guys see the screen?
Yeah, now I can.
Now I can see.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we'll just put CSK playing 11. I think that's a better way of doing it.
Yeah, you can give yours, and then we can, based on that, we can see.
No,
where
So we each of us, can give each of our playing 12s.
No, I don't think we don't need to do that. So
Okay.
let's do the obvious one. Gaikwad, captain. Okay, this is something I don't know why it's coming.
Yeah,
Conway.
big C. I think then you might not happen.
Yeah, and number three will be a very tricky situation, but I'll put Tripathi, very obvious.
Sweep, short king.
And number 4, I would say
Dubey.
I think Rachin can come.
either Rakshin or someone like Huda also is there because we got Vijay Shankar also there.
The
Or
infamous
else,
Vijay Shankar.
yeah,
Because I feel Dubey actually excelled at the number 4 spot because over the past 2-3 years he was designated for that. So
Yeah,
I
But
think
even Rachin Ravindra can play over there because he's a proper top order batsman.
but maybe this way we can put for temporarily I'll put Huda there, then I put Huda here.
yeah,
Then Dhoni,
Accordingly we'll change it. And number 6 is Jadeja.
then
Number
Dhoni.
7, Dhoni.
8 is
keeper batter. 8 is who?
Even Ashwin.
no,
Ashwin.
yeah, Karan, you need it.
Sam Curran. Number 10.
And he'll be probably impact, I think, during
Yeah, I
batting.
would rather put him as impact players. Ahmed,
Wood Ahmed.
Yeah, 4 overseas will be done then.
Khalil Ahmed.
Yeah.
it's double EL actually.
Or whatever. Sorry, Khalil Ahmed, but so okay. So this is the pretty much the stand-in 11. A lot of people will expect CSK, but I'll be honest. I had a debate with Ajit on the other day, and we were arguing whether to include Rachin Ravindra in the playing 11 or not. And there's a chance that he could be included, mainly because of his top order batting. But the way I see CSK buying both Jamie Overton and Sam Curran, I have a feeling that one of them will play.
But I think if you look at the Chepauk, it's a spin pitch. You would rather put Rachin Ravindra over Sam Curran.
Yeah. What's your opinion, Ajit? Your take?
Yes, I think the playing 11 it's just that we discussed it on the other day, but I think instead of Sam Curran, I would rather have Rachin Ravindra as the other overseas player, where I put Rachin Ravindra at number 3, Tripathi at 4. Yeah, we can change the order later, but yeah. So I would have Rachin Ravindra at number 3, then I have Tripathi at 4, Dubey at 5.
Huda has to be benched then because Rachin Ravindra and Huda players.
Anshul Kamboj will be that guy because I will definitely. So, like, let me put out the playing 12 though. I'll just list it out in order. So, as I said, Gaikwad as your opener with Conway. Then I would have Rachin Ravindra at 3, Tripathi at 4. I feel that Tripathi will be someone who will play that Ambati Radu role, like how he played once he was bought by CSK in 2018. Like after during the playoffs or something, and then later on till 2023 he played at number 4 or number 3 something. So with there, so as I said, Rachin Ravindra at 3, Tripathi at 4, Dubey at 5, Jadeja 6, Dhoni 7, Ashwin at 8. Then I'll have Khalil Ahmed, I'll have Patirana, and at number 11, it depends. So I'll have Noor Ahmed, depending on the conditions. Or if I want someone instead of Noor Ahmed, I would rather go with Jamie Overton because of his all-round abilities, especially the way he can hit
Who's
the
your
ball.
number 9? Who's your number 9?
Didn't
Noor
I
Ahmed,
say?
no?
Is it Sam Curran after Ashwin?
Wait, I said Ashwin at 8. And didn't I say Khalil Ahmed?
Yeah, you said Kamboj or Khalil Ahmed.
Kamboji never mentioned.
I didn't mention Kamboj.
Khalil
Yeah, I didn't
Ahmed,
mention Patirana.
Overton if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, Noor Ahmed. No, I said no, Sam. Anyway, but what I wanted to say that Sam Curran, he was good with the bat, but I think I would rather have another good bowler. Recent form and everything include, I think Jamie Overton in a lot of franchise cricket has been a bit.
There's one guy I like to mention, Gurjabneet Singh. Look out for that guy. I've seen
Possibly, yeah.
another impact because what I am telling you is that if you look at CSK's team, the major issue of CSK's team is the death bowling. Of course, Patirana will cover up the death bowling, but you need someone to partner up. We need someone to partner up Patirana. So there are 2 or 3 options I figured. Either you got Gurjamji, or you have Overton or Sam Curran, or possibly someone like Nathan Ellis. Nathan
You
Ellis
already mentioned Sam Curran at number.
So I put Huda specifically over here if you want to replace Sam Curran and play Huda in the team also. So in different ways you can contribute. But I'm just saying, sir, when you look at Gurjagneet Singh, he has a great yorker, good slower ball, and he has a decent place. He can bowl in the power play also. I feel someone like him can give a bit of the X factor in the death overs because which is something CSK somehow lack. But we also got options in Nathan Ellis also. So that's why I feel someone like Gurjagneet Singh should be made.
Pranav wants.
Yeah. So is it fine if I could share my screen for a moment, if that's fine? Yeah, sure. So
I will stop sharing the screen.
We do that. You do. Yeah.
okay, perfect.
I'll stop sharing my screen if you want.
No, that's
No,
fine.
it's okay. You can still keep it. Multiple sharing is possible.
Or else we can do the screen over here itself. I don't see it as an issue. We can edit it out.
Can you see my screen here? So this was what I had my initial one as a playing XI. I just kind of prepared it up.
I'll stop sharing my screen. Okay. So you got Gaikwad, Conway, Tripathi, Dubey / Patirana and Impact sub okay. Then
Impact
Karan,
sub.
Jadeja, Dhoni, Ashwin, Kamboj, Noor Ahmed, Khalil Ahmed, and Patirana as you mentioned. But I think this is the most likely the combination CSK could go for because of as I mentioned that the 2 overseas all-rounders that we have bought, I feel one of them will play. Also, although Rachin Ravindra is too good a player not to be playing, but the way and also Fleming somewhere has mentioned that they're looking at Rachin Ravindra as a backup for Sam Curran. So yeah,
actually,
so not backup for Sam Curran but Conway.
But there is another way because this playing XI has a batting depth till 9. Anshul Kamboj is a bowling all-rounder. He's supreme bowler, but remember that he can also bat somewhat well. Not as much, but enough. More than enough for a number 9. So if you look at it, the batting has till number 9. You have Tripathi who can just bash it up, give a really good assault at number 3. And because he's now reuniting with MS Dhoni from what he was at RPS, I think this is a very, very terrific, this could be a terrific comeback for Tripathi because of how because he is a player similar to Rahane, but has both the gears on a much.
I think one more player
I think you played an extra bowler also. The way I see it is you played an extra bowler also.
I tried to because if I was a CSK team selectors team, I would want to have a good amount of batting options at the same time extend my bowling like well enough. Because if you see here, I have Sam Curran, Jadeja, Ashwin, Anshul Kamboj, Noor Ahmed, Khalil Ahmed, and then Patirana as an impact player. And my batters, I have up till 9.
That's a very.
I also have an alternate playing XI.
Manav, you wanted to say something? What is it?
Yeah, so from the first lineup, one of the other backups I can see is Nagarkoti's career being revived in CSK because we remember his potential being high during KKR. So I think CSK can revive his potential like how they did for
But
Deshpande.
I mean, look, Nagarkoti, he had a hype like 6 years back, but but as we all know that IPL auction has been driven by recency bias, and the recent flavor of the month is Anshul Kamboj. So I do feel CSK will preferably go for those players, Anshul Kamboj or Gurjamneet Singh, ahead of Nagarkoti. Nagarkoti is more of a luxury. In case everybody else gets injured, then Nagarkoti will get a chance to play. But I don't see him playing.
Yeah, and that's also the thing because I had an alternate playing XI which I could include a couple more players.
Yeah,
So even crazier. Because Deepak Huda, if you look at his international career, although he's played at number 4 to 6 in IPL, in his international career, if I'm not wrong, he's played at 3 or 4 and he's hit 100 against Ireland. He's one of the few
he
Indians.
opened actually. Opened.
He opened and scored 100. So here I've put Vijay Shankar as an impact player if you want to lengthen the batting. But there's also another way with this XI where instead of subbing Patrana, I could sub Dubey and get a player like Gurjapneet Singh or Anshul Kamboj, to even strengthen the bowling attack even better.
But the disadvantage of your playing 11 is that we cannot go strictly on the basis of batting order. Sometimes CSK has a tendency to float around, Sam Curran or maybe Ashwin. I know, but CSK has a tendency to, it's like they promote someone else's out of no current. They promote someone else. They
have a clear tendency to do that. So I just put it as playing 12. I did not order any of the numbers because.
But the good thing is that your playing 11, the playing 11 has covered up the death bowling option. You can open Sam Curran with new ball. Ashwin also can bowl with a new ball, but the problem is that your wicket taking in the middle overs, your wicket takers are not that lethal because Ashwin and Jadeja, although they can bowl in any condition, you need a wrist spinner who can attack. That is where I feel Noor Ahmad is a key figure.
But this was in case where the wicket is slightly more towards pace.
Yes, this is a good
more towards like a slightly like tricky kind of pitch, but supports pace but tricky. And I feel Ravindra could better support Ruturaj in this case because he has the game to go on multiple gears. Discussing Conway, but Ravindra recency bias. Literally, Ravindra has shown what he could do devastatingly.
No, but I feel Conway has to be there, man. The top part.
That's exactly what I wanted to say. Conway has to be there, man. Even in that alternate playing 12 or whatever you have, Conway has to be there. I'll tell you why. And also the opening partnership in totality, I think they've had like more than 600, 700 runs together for the whole season as a pair, Conway and Gaikwad together. When you have Rachin Ravindra, Gaikwad, or Rachin Ravindra and Rahane at 1 or 2 games, or Rahane and Gaikwad, like however combination you want to put, they've only scored into a combination, it was around 300 runs or something. So essentially, like half of your runs were basically out because of Conway's absence. And not just that, I thought that regardless of whatever playing 12 or whether you have alternative playing 12s or whatever it is, you can do a lot of combinations and all that. Minimum they'll play 11 games, both Conway and Patirana. I don't see any other playing 12. You don't see both of them unless they're injured or if anything else happens. Yeah, that's what I want to say. Adit?
Another thing I would like to point out about Rachin Ravindra is that I do see Rachin Ravindra being an investment for the long-term future. I would like to compare with Faf du Plessis because Faf du Plessis in 2011 he's been bought at a very base price and he was like a backup for Michael Hussey. Michael Hussey was the incumbent opener for CSK for a couple of years. Once Michael Hussey left, then Faf du Plessis unfortunately couldn't open because we got McCullum and Dwayne Smith, if you remember, guys, in 2014 and 15. So Faf du Plessis has to play in the middle order. But in 2018, we bought Faf du Plessis back for partnership. So I do see Rachin Ravindra in that regard when
the player that who RCB stole.
I know, that's true. So one more thing. So Devon Conway is there. I don't see Rachin Ravindra opening. The only time Rachin Ravindra will play if either Devon Conway is injured or if a batting lineup is not clicking, if one of the Indian guys are not clicking, then you can play. Then you have to compromise one of your overseas fast bowlers or all-rounders and play Rachin Ravindra. That's the only way I see CSK doing that.
Yeah, I mean, but I have a different viewpoint on that because I did talk to you a lot on that. I I definitely think that Conway and Ravindra should bat together because instead of, because usually with the template of CSK, they would go with an opener, with overseas players, that is, they would go with an opener, one in the middle order, one as an overseas spinner, and a fast bowler. So that's usually what a template that most of us have seen from CSK over the years, especially with the team that they have. The batting in the middle, you are depending too much on Tripathi and Dubey. So in that way, if you put Rachin Ravindra at number three, you would also, in case of an early wicket, you can still have either one of those three combinations. So you'll still see Ruturaj Gaikwad and Conway batting together. Ruturaj Gaikwad and Rachin Ravindra together, or Rachin Ravindra and Conway, who have proved to be a fantastic partnership. If you remember the opening match of the Cricket World Cup 2023, the way they absolutely ripped apart England with that partnership they had, especially the way they always communicate with each other. So I think they're going to find that one of those spots, like what Adit mentioned. Just I wanted to add that.
One more thing I would like to add, you guys. We haven't had a Rainer replacement since he retired. So I do see in future, in case, and as I mentioned, in case if our batting end hasn't stepped up, we might have to give up one of the all-rounders and bring Rachin Ravindra and play him in number three, and he could fulfill the Rainer, the role what Suresh Raina did, playing aggressive and attacking cricket at the number three. I felt that is something that we missed for a long period of time. Of course.
What is it?
Yeah, I was saying.
I completely agree with what Ajit said. There is a Raina void still, as of now. Many players came in, the most
Moeen
recent
Ali,
one
Ajinkya
was
Rahane.
Moeen Ali. Ajinkya Rahane, Moeen Ali. The closest was actually Moeen Ali, though. Left-hand batter, right arm off spinner. I feel Ravindra could actually fulfill it.
The another weakness I do see CSK is we lack power hitters in our entire batting, and the only two power hitters we have is Dubey and Dhoni. Dhoni will play 8 balls. That is confirmed. And Dubey is our incumbent six hitter. So if you look at other teams, they've got some power hitters with the other. Whereas if you look at CSK, we only have Dubey and Dhoni. We don't have any other finishers also in our squad itself.
No, we do have Huda and Vijay Shankar.
He's more of top
But
order,
Vijay
top order, middle order. When it comes to finisher or something that we cannot depend too much on Dhoni or Jadeja also.
This is probably Dhoni's last season.
Look, we've been asking this question for every year, man. So I don't know how long he's going to play. So
I'll tell you this though, that again, strengthening your top and middle order is better though, because I'll tell you this though, that the more you strengthen the top order and the middle order surrounding Dubey, it will be better for Shivam Dubey because he can be more free. That's the difference of, I want to compare 2023 and 2024. Not much of a difference between those two seasons. Dubey was pretty much the same for both the seasons, except that his workload changed a lot. Because in 2023, you had Conway, Gaikwad, Ambati Raidu, and Rahane performing on an elite level. You could definitely see that in 2023, those four players have contributed massively. That's how Dubey was able to be more free and just give it a go and just hit sixes for fun. Like he was just hitting it for just for time pass and fun. I personally feel that he should bat at number 4 to have that Ambati Raidu role playing against spin well, which I think he's very capable of. That's why I would go with both. Plus, well, we've seen what Rachin Ravindra can do exceptionally well against spinners as well. So, but again, it's going to be a question of once we see CSK play the first match, it's going to be interesting to see what playing 11 they're going to have. Playing 12, that is, if you include the impact sub. It's going to be interesting to see who they'll start, because we all know that as much as they bought Noor Ahmed for 11 crores, they can say that now that we are going to use him for most of the games. We might be surprised if he's not been used that a whole lot, because generally just because you've been bought for like 11 crores, or heck, I'll also bring the case of Ben Stokes. He was bought for like 15 crores by CSK, and yeah, even though he was playing for 2-3 matches and then he got injured and he became fit, and they didn't even use him. So that's how it works sometimes.
they're a very pragmatic. They're a very pragmatic franchise. They don't care about the money. They feel that if the combination is working, then what's the point of changing it? If it ain't broke, why fix it? They don't look at the purse and all that stuff. They look at the combination. If it works, then they will not change. You're right.
I'm glad you brought this up. Since you said that they've been pragmatic, they don't change a whole lot of the combination. That's the complete opposite that we saw this past season. There have been so many changes, most of them due to injuries. Yeah, most of them due to injuries, and also pretty unlike CSK management at times with the changes, it's been questionable. And also I also wanted to get to Gaikwad's captaincy reason. I would say it's not the correct definitive reason, but I can give a solid reason for that. And why I bring this up is that Chepauk, we've seen a little bit more predominantly flatter wicket with high scoring matches that we've seen, especially I'm chasing like
LSG,
220 or
LSG
something by
game,
LSG against
LSG game,
CSK. Yeah, that
LSG.
LSG game was so surprising as well. I mean, we've seen a match where he used only 2 overs of spin in Chepauk, which was like unheard of, and that primarily maybe because that the pitch was not conducive for spinners. They're going to get hit for a lot of runs. It's going to be interesting to see how they can overcome this. But if the Chepauk venue produces more spinner friendly pitches, CSK are going to absolutely feast the home season, and they basically go undefeated at home and then win 2-3 matches away. Then they're pretty much set for qualifications.
Yeah, the last two things I would like to ask you guys.
I think they can qualify for the
Uh,
playoffs.
Manav, before you start, sorry, Pranav, you want to say something?
Yeah, no, I wanted to say the thing is that because that's the thing with IPL pitches, but I think from what CSK or what even many other managements have done, because they have actually, many of them have actually really good spinners in their rank. So I do believe that there might be a shift here, but I feel that we might also see much lower scores as well in some venues. I think Chepauk might be one.
Anyway, Manav, you go ahead with the question. No, just on the basis of the squad and what is like your opinion? Can this team has what it takes to qualify for the playoffs? What do you think? This is a general question.
I think they can qualify for the playoffs. I don't think their pace is weak because they can use their Indian courts and also they can do well in the space pitches as well. So you already have Patirana, so you can easily,
Yeah, so I would say one thing before I say about whether they, qualify for playoffs or not. Two things here. One is for last year, Ruturaj Gaikwad's captaincy, that's his maiden year. He's taking from someone like MS Dhoni, like a legend, literally. So it's definitely going to be hard on patients. Like, let's say the pitch where it was not assisting spin bowling, or the injuries, the spate of injuries, the lack of form that many of the players were also having at untimely intervals. It's something that Gaikwad was forced to. I say that he did a pretty good job because it came up till the last wire of that RCB versus CSK match. RCB just managed to win, and it was perhaps unluckily thanks to how Dhoni hit that six off. Like literally, that ball just flew off 107 meters. So it was a bit of a lack of luck for Gaikwad. But I actually would say Gaikwad is a pretty good captain. Like you can literally switch and change, and you still have genuine wicket takers or people who are very, very wily in their bowling. So there are many players who can actually fulfill their pace bowling thing. If the Chepauk ground does favor spin, no other team is coming close to beating CSK on Chepauk. And it's not just on Chepauk itself. If any ground has a spinning track on it, destroyed. That whole team is destroyed. Look at the spinners that they have, man. Ravichandran Ashwin, Ravindra Jadeja, Noor Ahmed. How are you going to battle these three? Literally, you don't have much of a plan to battle against. And then you also have, on the backups, you have Deepak Huda as well, who could bowl very well. Vijay Shankar, who could bowl well. So CSK has a really, really good chance of making it to the playoff. And when it comes to power hitting, they have a really good balance of people who could, switch both gears easily and effectively. And they've managed to use all of their resources well enough. So I also won't be surprised if they hit a top two finish.
Ajit?
I mean, I did say to Adrit on the other day that this team is very capable of getting to the finals with the team that is, but there's a lot of caveats to it. I mean, I'm not saying that the CSK squad do not have a good pace attack. It's just that with the pitch, which is almost a lot of pitches are flat. Even Chennai's pitch was like so flat for a few games. It was so shocking. I think it's the difference of a 20 to 30 run head start, like something they can just explode or right from the get go. So, and that's where CSK lags in terms of explosiveness just a little bit. Get caught in a world of trouble. But I think I would say that this is with their bowling attack alone, they can absolutely steamroll through and get to the finals. But will they win the trophy? It is going to be very difficult. And I think in one of the next videos, when we review about one of the other teams, I'll tell why.
I know.
I won't tell it now.
Compared to all other teams, CSK has the best spin attacks. It's simply because we have the quality of a spinner. Maybe the closest is KKR with Varun Chakradin, Sunil Narain, if you look at the stats wise. But I will say CSK has a good spin attack. As far as the fast bowling is concerned, over dependent upon Patirana on death over. We have, of course, we got Khalil Ahmed who's very experienced, but other bowlers has to step up because Anshul Kamboj, really talented, potential, high potential, but very raw. Gurjamneet Singh has been smashed by Hardik Pandya recently. Let's not forget that. It's Hardik Pandya. But that's a big question mark. So I won't be surprised if CSK will qualify with this set of players. Even better spin attack, provided if the fast bowling attack can get it together, and of course the batting is pretty good. If the other middle orders can support Shivam Dubey, CSK can qualify for the playoffs. There's no doubt of it. So with that being said, I think we'll go to the next team. We'll go to Mumbai Indians. I have to ask this question to Manav, man, because since you're a Mumbai Indians fan, 3 years of disappointment, change of captaincy, booing. Then there was some conflicts between the teammates, and everybody thought the whole band will be dismantled. Somehow they got it together. But when you look at the auction, when you look at their team after the auction, personally, I feel they have done a great job. They have done a really good job. But I don't know, what do you feel, man? Manav, since you're a Mumbai Indians fan, I'm sure you will be itching.
2022 and 2024 was a disappointment, especially last season because of too much of this, Hardik Pandya, Rohit Sharma, like dressing room not being happy. That's why I didn't like the that season. But then all these doubts have been proved in the 2024 T20 World Cup, and the most hated person won that for us in the World Cup. So that's where I felt this conflicts has been solved, and I think this team looks solid right now.
Yeah. If you look at the team, Hardik Pandya, Jasprit Bumrah, Rohit Sharma, Tilak Verma, Trent Boult, Namandir, Robin Mins, Karan Sharma, Ryan Rickelton, Deepak Chahar, Gazamfar, Will Jacks, Ashwini Kumar, Mitchell Santner, Reece Topley, Krishnan, Angad Baba, Venkat Raju, then Bevon Jacobs, Arjun Tendulkar, Lizard Williams, Vignesh Puttur, Sky. So looking at this team, if you look at this team, and they have a couple of headaches here. The wicket keeper is the big problem they've got.
I think Robin Mins will be the main player for them.
But if you look at Ryan Rickelton has been bought at the base price, and he has played for Mumbai Indians in the Cape Town, and he's done really well. So there's a chance that he could play. But problem is that you bought Will Jacks for 5 crores, so it's a catch-22 situation.
Yeah, he was supposed to be key player for Gujarat, but he got injured. That's why he didn't get an opportunity. So I think he's the replacement for Ishan Kishan over here. I think one has to be obvious that
Obviously,
Rohit Sharma has to be there.
number 2, that is the big question mark. Is it Ryan Rickelton?
I think Will Jacks will get his opportunity over here.
Will Jack. I put Ryan Rickelton / Will Jack. Number 3,
Tilak Verma.
I don't see any debate what he did against South Africa.
And he's the first player to score this 3 back-to-back centuries in T20 format.
Yeah, Hardik Pandya, then as a
Robin
captain.
Mins. Yeah, I don't know who's the captain yet, so can't say.
Hardik Pandya. And numbers.
Robin Mins has to be there.
Namandir. Actually, you know what? I would switch Namandir slightly high and put Hardik Pandya at 6 because Hardik Pandya at 6 is the best. He can
However,
fit.
it doesn't matter. You can rotate the team. We're just going for the namesake. It depends upon batting order. We can.
Yeah, Namandir because he's the player who was RTM'd. I thought it was going to be
Yeah.
Neil Vadera, but sadly.
Then number 7, there is a chance that
Mitchell Santner.
Mitchell Santner.
No,
Yeah.
I think Robin Mins should be there.
I will.
Yes, a wicket keeper.
I'll tell you. We'll swap the positions as much as we'll go with then Allah Gazamfar.
Allah Gazamfar is so good.
So
Supreme.
there's 3 overseas already. This is the 4th overseas in Trent Boult. Then obviously Boom has to be there.
Jasprit Bumrah.
Who's the 11th player?
11.
Number 12 is number 12. We can put Robin Mins.
Yeah, he can be that impact player if he wanted to, but
Actually, I wouldn't want to put Robin Mins. Can I tell why? As an impact
tell
player, Ryan Rickelton can't be wicket keeper. You could fit someone like Will Jackson, and
He's not a keeper though. Will Jacks can't. He's not a keeper. He's more of a batter who can bowl.
Ryan He's an Rickelton is a all-rounder. wicket-keeper.
Ryan
Yeah.
Rickelton is a wicket keeper batsman. Because the thing is, if you're using Ryan Rickelton, then a person like Will Jacks, sometimes, or I feel Will Jacks actually might be the better one because he has experience of IPL.
The century last
If you
season.
want to play Will Jacks, if you want to play Will Jacks, you have to play Namandir as a keeper. That's how it works. Robin Mins has to keep. Yeah, if Will Jacks has to play, Robin Mins will keep, and Ryan Rickelton won't play. That's the
thing. No, that's why I'm saying, honestly speaking, the Mumbai XI, although it looks really good, it is a very weird team to begin with because you can't choose anyone else apart from Robin Mins or Ryan Rickelton. They did not give them the flexibility at all. If you look at what CSK has, you put anyone inside, you're going to fit in because the core is just the same. Like you have
Yeah,
literally.
even if
And
CSK
I
drop Dhoni, Gaikwad can also keep. That is how that team
That's
is.
true. Gaikwad can also keep. He
Yeah.
just did that very recently. So it's there. But I
He's
want to say one thing because to open is because of what he's done last year. He's hit a century, man, for a team like RCB. He's hit a
Oh
century
my,
for
we have to talk about this. How I mean, okay, you saw the whole scene, right? When after RCB didn't use the RTM, Akash Ambani went to RCB's camp and shake hand with the owners. That's how
தெய்வமே யார் சாமி நீங்க ஆர்டிஎம் யூஸ் பண்ணாம இருக்கீங்க பா கும்பிடு நல்வாழ்த்துக்கு அதான் சொல்றேன் ஆர்சிபி பத்தி பாரு அடிச்சு விடுறோம்.
Allah Ghaznafar is, at least Santner has a lot of experience,
I think if they wanted to use an extra spinner and spin, they can use Jax or even Tilak Verma for that.
Yeah.
sometimes if you want to go for two overseas, you can use Karan Sharma also.
Sharma.
Come on, if you what I'm trying to say is that you replace Ala Gazamfar, play Karan Sharma, and play an extra overseas batter or a bowler also. That also
Yeah.
flexibility they have got. So I'm trying to fill up what could be the possible backup. So what kind of possible combination they can go.
Do
Yeah.
you think Arjun Tendulkar gets an opportunity this time also?
That is where I want to add.
Hey, he has
SBI
scored good actually whenever he's got the opportunity. He didn't get the proper opportunity actually.
he's been smashed by Travis Head and Abhishek Sharma, man, in one match.
Bumrah was the only savior.
இல்ல எல்லாரையும் போட்டு மொத்த டிராவல்ஸ் ஹெட்டும் அபிஷேக் சர்மாவும் ஃபைனல்ஸ்ல
If they have to remove feel Ryan Rickelton is not in good form, then they might actually have to use Robin Mins instead at that position to open with Rohit, and then use Will Jacks as their impact player. I think that's
Or another thought of another food for thought. I do see Will Jacks being a like to like replacement to Mitchell Sander because both of them can both spin also.
literally the best spinner that they have.
And Jax is a
would not
batting
sacrifice
all-rounder
that.
and Sandner is a bowling all-rounder. And
Yeah.
Sandner is first of all not a full-time cricketer. He's a part-time cricketer.
But he's like literally the best one that they have. Like
That's
the
true.
best spinner that they have. Because Allah doesn't as much as good as he is, he's still a bit raw. In my opinion, just a bit raw, and that he's not having that complete experience of how Indian pitches would work.
I think he's gonna be like Mujibur Rahman of Mumbai Indians, who
Yeah.
had that potential but couldn't get it.
Muji has done decently well. I mean, he's not as great as Rashid was, but decent enough. He did good.
Ajit,
He was
your favorite. I'm highlighting out this player. He's your favorite player, right?
ஐயோ இவன் வேற ஒருத்தன் இவன் போட்டு பேல்ஸ் பேண்ட் போட்டு டார்லிங் டார்லிங் அப்படியே பாக்யராஜ் மாதிரி
RCB players over here: Karan Sharma, Reece Topley, Will Jack.
இதான் தட் அக்ஷய் குமார் மீம் ஸ்விட்ச் ஆர்சிபில பார்த்தா மும்பை இந்தியன் பிளேயர் வாங்கியிருக்கு மும்பை இந்தியன்ஸ் ஸ்விட்ச் ஓவர்
I really thought
that's what I'm saying.
Rohit Sharma, Tilak Verma, Surya Kumar Yadav, who are the proper backups that Mumbai Indians have got. That is also another question. Also, they don't have a very able replacement to fill in those roles. So that is something that's also another weakness I've got. So what do you guys think about the backups?
I think, yeah, no, I agree. Frank has all known there's been no backups. Literally for some of them. Yeah, for next few years, you are really having a strong core, but I wish they did focus on the backups because you see, Hardik Pandya is the captain. I'm just taking Hardik Pandya as an example. And it's the same thing with Rohit Sharma. There is no backup for Rohit Sharma. I know that Rohit will be used as an impact player. Most likely, if I'm not wrong, he might be used as an impact player, keeping the fitness concerns or the lack of backup concerns in mind. But I really felt that they could have done something better here with their batting.
As far as Hardik Pandya's backups concerned, Raj Baba, I would say, because he was an under 19 player 2 years ago, and he was a hot shot.
He can bowl well, but he's very good at.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned him as a backup. But as I said, the batting backups are a big problem. They don't have a proper replacement for Rohit Sharma. He's got a lot of injuries in the last a year or two.
Yeah, but I mean, that guy is good though.
He managed, but he misses those initial games. So that's a problem. But having said that, I think Mumbai Indians has a solid team. The bowling line, the new ball attack with Trent Boult and Deepak Chahar, and that will give Bumrah the luxury to bowl in the middle and the death overs. The spin attack, all the spin attack is a relatively a weak point. Someone like Ala Gazamfar, if encouraged, can be a massive game changer for them. So with that being said, I myself will answer this question. Will Mumbai Indians qualify? The answer is yes, simply because last 3 seasons they haven't performed well, especially last season with that the kind of motivation they've got. They'll be more motivated and even more desperate to put up a show.
Have a yes and a no situation here because no being was because of the recent form. For
Yeah.
past 3 years, they have had a similar squads, similarly strong squads, and the spin has been weak. It has been getting weaker and weaker with time. If I see that issue being resolved again, if I see support for Hardik Pandya being revived again, and if I do see like an overall support being high, then I think Mumbai Indians can go to the play. But I would say that they might hit in the eliminators. I would say that they would mostly go into the eliminators for third or fourth because their home ground is a home ground where you can whack the ball around. Simple as that. Even if you can try to bowl really well, you are still liable to getting whacked around. Look at what MS Dhoni did against Hardik Pandya last year. 43-year-old strawberry farmer hitting a full-time prime bowler for 3 sixes on the trot, and Mumbai Indians still could not win that game. They lost by 20 runs, if I'm not wrong. 20 runs.
18, yeah.
Yeah, even after Rohit's century. That's the thing. So it depends on how you're going to bowl on a pitch like Wankhede as well. It's not that they don't have a good cover for it, but it's how you're going to manage at Wankhede because it's not been the best ground for them as well, even though it's their home ground. It's a 50-50 kind of ground. They have won more, but they can also lose substantially.
I
But
still don't
Wankhede is
understand.
also a seam pitch, I would say, because seamers can do well in that pitch.
Yeah.
Manav, why don't you go ahead, man? Where do you think Mumbai will finish?
Honestly, I think they will barely reach fourth this time because comparing to the previous season, this is not a good team, I would say. It's only being carried by the Indian court, but I don't see good spinners, not that star overseas players like how you saw in past. Pollard you had, Tim David you had. I don't know about the other youngsters, so I think fourth is barely they'll reach, or otherwise they won't qualify. That's my prediction.
Okay,
Ajit,
so
Ajit,
I'll have
drop
a
a bit.
go at this. I do feel that they're playing well, that what you have, along with some of the initial backups, they're pretty good. So I think if you're able to continue to play with that same core, that playing 12, what you have, and with a little bit of the backup, may like have a solid 15 players with you, and basically you're going to rotate around with them throughout the whole season, then I think they can make to the playoffs. But be careful when Mumbai Indians and CSK, if they're in the playoffs, it's going to be a difficult task for teams to, eliminate them out. It will be a massive challenge, especially for a team like Mumbai. We've seen them, just first 5 6 matches they go, winless. They lose if lose the first 6 matches, and then all of a sudden in the last 8 matches they somehow steamroll through and get to the playoffs, and somehow with impossible possible 15. So
In
Mumbai Indians
2015, they
can,
lost five in a row and then they won the title.
yeah, exactly. So Mumbai Indians have done a lot of impossible stuff. But I will say this though, with Hardik Pandya's captaincy, I think the first season of Hardik Pandya as captain for Mumbai Indians, people might have thought that yeah, he has won the IPL title for Gujarat. So I don't think so. Everybody would be like he would have a very good time with the Mumbai Indians, considering they had a very good squad to go with this past season. But again, Rohit Sharma, when he took over the new squad post the 2022 mega auction, that is when they lost most of that core, the championship core that they had when they won back-to-back titles in 2019 and 2020. They had a lot of those players, like Manav mentioned, like they've missed Pollard. Hardik Pandya went to Gujarat Titans. Krunal Pandya went to LSG. So you had pretty much those three key players, go off, and Trent Bolt as well going to a different team. So you had those problems, and then Bumrah had his injury problems. They picked Jofra Archer one year so that they could pair up with Bumrah, but it did not work because Archer got injured, and had Bumrah also had his injuries. And so he had the understanding as a captain with the team. But Hardik Pandya coming into that 2024 setup, it was not the same Mumbai Indians team that when Hardik Pandya left in 2021. So I mean, we did another
We did
video
a
on it.
video
I
on
did
that. That was a very we had a lot of views in that. Please do check on that video.
season. But of course, once we saw what happened in the 2024 T20 World Cup, and considering what Hardik Pandya has been doing as of late, he was playing more as an anchor role in Gujarat, and he tried to do that for Mumbai, but it did not work because you already have a very strong top order, and then Hardik Pandya, how it was difficult for Hardik Pandya to fit himself in with that playing with that same anchor role mentality. But now we are seeing Hardik Pandya, the finisher, come back into life. That's where I think Mumbai Indians, although with the injury concerns and backups, with the lack of options and all that, it's going to be a very tight. You have to manage with all the 12 or 15 players that you have, and with workload management. Especially a lot of the players like Bumrah and Hardik Pandya are going to be managed under a microscope based on the workload and everything. So everything will be monitored. So it's not going to be easy for Mumbai to get in. But trust me, if they get in, the three teams, it's going to be we're going to have an interesting playoffs, if I'm being very honest.
But you
I have
also have Champions Trophy to look at afterwards, and Mumbai has the most amount of Indian cores, so that is where they need to micromanage that.
I would love to see the peak level of El Clasico. I mean, the last 2-3 years, it has slightly gone down a bit, mainly due to Mumbai Indians' performance. But man, Mumbai Indians performing well will make IPL very exciting, man. That's what I would like to say that. But without being said, I think we'll move on to the last team of the day of the video. We're going to talk about Ajit's favorite team, favorite owner, Lucknow Super Giants. Although that is his second favorite. His favorite team is RCB. That we're going to do in the next couple of videos. RCB will be waiting. We'll do LSG first. I will share the screen for the squad. Just a second. Yeah, here it is. Okay. Your first reaction on Rishabh Pant coming to LSG. We have to talk about their auction strategy, what Delhi has done. They use their RTF. So, for the context of all people who didn't watch, LSG bid Rishabh Pant for 20 crores. Delhi Capitals
20.5.
used their RTM. That prompted LSG to increase the bid by 7, and Delhi just let it off. You go have the man, and LSG bought it. That's recorded as the highest bought. That is recorded the highest. That bald guy, the bald head guy, has got his
Art Jindal's
brain going.
partner in crime.
Man, Rishabh Pant, so that was a madness, man. That was a super strategy from Delhi Capitals, man. My God.
But 8 crore he has to pay tax. He'll only get 22 crores instead of 30 crores.
19, he'll get 19 crores.
No,
Yeah.
22 because 3 crore is BCCI contract also.
30 crores in total.
Yeah, that's correct.
Anyway, we look at the squad. Rishabh Pant, David Miller, Aiden Makran, Nicholas Puran, Mitchell Marsh, Avish Khan, Mayank Yadav, Mohsin Khan, Ravi Bishnoi, Abdul Saman, Aryan Joel, Akash Deep, Himmat Singh, Siddharth, Digbesh, Shahbaz Ahmed, Akash Singh, Shama Joseph, Prince Yadav, Yuvraj Chaudhary, Hangargekar, Ashwin Kulkarni, Matthew Britsky. So, looking at this team,
Rich.
compared to the XRS, they overload themselves in that middle in their team. And who's that someone else that we don't know? There were rumors of people are predicting Rishabh Pant to open. I don't know whether that could happen. Or you might see
1 minute.
No one else is there.
I beg to differ on this. The unfortunate thing and the fortunate thing is LSG guys is right. They have the best middle order of all time in the current, the best middle order of all time. But the unfortunate thing is they forgot that there was called opening batsman.
actually
They just
maybe that is I think I do see Maiden Markram opening.
Yeah, I think that's the only other person.
What-
Yeah.
So
But
if you want to set up
another
a team
headache
that-
for this team's headache is obviously the overseas players. Who will you play the 4 overseas players?
So if you look at this team, Aiden Markram and Mitchell Marsh has to be the openers. Your number 3 would be Rishabh Pant. Number 4, I see Ayush Bunani to be used as a floater because there are too many left-handers, so you want to break that pattern. The number 11 would be Mohsin Khan. And their impact sub could be a bowler. Either it could be Mayank Yadav.
No, Mayank Yadav, you already said, no, how can he be?
Avesh Khan.
Avesh Khan, Akash Deep.
So we'll just get the probable XI out because as they have good players.
This team.
You want to say?
Good players. Confusing.
This is very confusing actually.
Yeah.
I mean, that is their opening combination is a bit weak, and I don't know, man.
So much of experience he has in opening, and he's won when it came to Australia. I think in the 2021 World Cup. I'm not sure whether if he opened in that one. Yeah, he was one of the top 3 batters. Marsh has also opened in the past as well for other franchises, and he has done really, really, really well because it is one of his best forte. When it comes to T20, he uses the power play really, really well to his advantage. And I think you want to have a player like Mitch Marsh in the team as an opener, as a top order batter. The unfortunate thing is that even though Ayush Badoni is really good, like LSG have primarily used him as a finisher. So changing his role for this year is going to be extremely hard. It will be a big gamble.
And let's not forget that in 23 World Cup, before Travis had coming back, Mitchell Marsh was opening and he has scored 100.
Yes, he's
Forget it.
perhaps the best opener.
And I feel number three and opening is not much of a difference. So even if you lose one wicket, no, you essentially you're going to come in the power play, you're going to face new balls. So I don't see it as an issue. So I don't see it as an issue for Mitchell Marsh to adapt. Yeah, that's the issue. They overload their team with full of overseas. If I look at
Given as info on Matthew Bretsky, how he is, it seems.
not. Let's go with
Not sure about that.
Marsh and opener.
Badoni.
I think Markram has to be there.
And then
Pooran,
what do you
Miller,
see?
Markram and Marsh.
I think there's a good chance of using Shamar Joseph as a new ball bowler. Yeah, as long as he's going to be there, I think that he's going to be their long-term captain. So I'll be a bit more generous and say that probably not the nicest owners that you'll see.
I know whom you're referring to.
Ravi Bishnoi.
Ravi-
அந்த ஓனர் என்னமோ ஹேண்ட் ஜெஸ்டர்லாம் என்னது பட்டர் அஞ்சலி ஹேண்ட் ஜெஸ்டரா அது என்ன பட்டர் அஞ்சலி ஹேண்ட் ஜெஸ்டரா ஒரு அதாவது சுருக்கி பிஜேன்னு அதுதான்
நீ ரொம்ப தப்பா பண்ண அஜித்.
You can put Abdul Samad. That's the team.
No, Abdul Samad, I do see him as an.
I think they'll play Avesh Khan instead of Akash Deep. But Avesh Khan is they need a death bowler, bro.
Mohsin Khan does that job, no?
No, the another issue with this team is that injury concerns with Mayank Yadav and Mohsin Khan. Mayank Yadav playing 4 games and then misses out 3 months of cricket. And Mohsin
The
Khan.
good thing is that I think compared to MILSG, have a backup.
Yeah, they have good backups with Akash Deep, Avesh Khan, I think. And they've also got an overseas backup in Shamar Joseph in case you want to chase slightly.
Yeah.
You place
and even your boy is also
Angagekar is also good, yes.
Angagekar, but we have to look at his recent performances also. Now that also matters a lot. So, but I think this looks likely the team that they will go for. They'll go with.
Abdul Samad is the proper impact player that would be used every match.
Yeah, he is a top quality spinner. He may not get into the playing 11, but I do see him playing a major role because of his proper spin attack. And by the way, he also studying in our school. By the way, true. I think Ashwin Golkar, yes, I think he has been used in the past also by.
He was sparingly used because of the amount of players LSG has.
Man, I don't see him fitting in the team. Another issue, the only solution I can see them doing that is try to rotate the team itself. Like maybe try and play Mayank Yadav sparingly. He doesn't have to play every game. Out of 14 games, he can able to play 8 to 9 games, keep himself fit and be available for the most important games. I think that's enough.
That's one. And second,
Mohsin Khan is also kind of injury prone as well. So that is also another concern. And I still don't understand with the way they've used the retentions. I mean, giving Ravi Bishnoi that much amount of money. He's a good spinner, I agree, but still a bit too much of still a bit overpriced in my opinion. But I mean, it's good that they've got.
I think Ravi Bishnoi is underrated. I would say
underrated. He's underrated. I agree with that. But again, man, they've picked up Rishabh Pant. Hopefully, Hopefully, the owner doesn't do the shenanigans what he did to KL Rahul and to MS Dhoni. So,
yeah, that's true.
There is strong injury concern.
Yes,
their team is gonna get destroyed in opening, I would say.
Yeah.
The only saving grace for this team is they have a good backup for Indians, I would say.
There's no good backup.
They have invested most of the money on the overseas batters, man.
Yeah, because the thing is with this kind of XI, it's a very good XI, but it's a very tricky XI to be with in the first place. A very, very tricky one because the primary thing is injury concerns. 3 of your players are like injury prone. Very injury prone. Because for us, the only other person you could slot him inside is going to be Shamar Joseph because that will help bolster the bowling attack. And you'll have to use Abdul Samad as your impact player all the time, which might be the case as well. I think that could be the case. Mayank Yadav and Abdul Samad for batting. So that kind of thing has to be there. If Marsh get injured, then Joseph is the one in. He's not
playing Adelaide, I believe.
He just has an eagle, I think. If I'm not wrong, he has an eagle as of now. But if you want your batting firepower to maintain the same, There's one other person who actually can do it well. There, and it unfortunately or fortunately, it's an overseas batter called Matthew Britske. He in the recent Vitality Blast blasted like anything at 160 strike rate. He had 450s literally. His high score being 94 not out this year.
What's the strike rate? Can you tell me the strike?
159, if I'm not wrong.
Oh, that's a good
And
one.
South African 20 recently as well. His strike rate has been around 140 in South Africa, but he's also hit 50s very well.
Okay.
He is an up and coming batsman, someone who South African players like Markram himself said compared to Kohli. Not Markram, I think it was Keshav Maharaj who compared him to
It
Virat
was
Kohli.
Quinton
And said-
de Kock.
And I think he's also wicket keeper as well. He's a wicket keeper batter himself.
How many wicket-keeper batters you gonna have, man?
I know you have Nicholas Puran as well. I think if Marsh gets injured, he can directly slot in because it's with Marsh cases, he's injury prone. You do not want to use him as a bowling option if he gets injured, right? So you primarily use him as a batter in this case. If Marsh is injured, you have this guy, Bridgeke. Bridgeke and Markram, both South Africans, both compatriots. They have played in T20s together as well. So they definitely it's going to fit them well in such a case. And Bridgeke can blast really well if it's in the power play as well. And then you have this guy called Nicholas Puran. He does the same strike rate at 6.
But the problem is that Rishabh Pant cannot play number 4, number 5. That makes him
No, he can
redundant.
play at 4. Pant is good at 4. Pant is the best one at 4, actually, in my
Pant
opinion.
used to play at number 5 in the early stages of the league.
The early stages. So 4 is actually a good one for Pant because if you have a person like Puran before you, I think he's just going to be free. Like, look, I'm not going to worry too much about
There's a
Puran
number
can
3
really
for
get
West
that.
Indies.
He played
Let's not forget Rishabh Pant. Let's not forget.
He
But
played
he
the
wasn't that impactful for India, I would say, in number
He
3.
wasn't as impactful as what Puran can be. Even for LSG, he played at number 3. Remember that match? 62 of 19 balls. He came at number 3 and just finished the other team off. Forgot what team it was. 62 of 19.
RCB.
RCB. Yes, it is RCB
Two
always.
of Ajit's favorite teams.
But he destroyed many of his 50s for LSG were at number 3. Were at number 3. He's the best.
கேட்க வரான்
And break the momentum of
One more
other
thing.
players.
அந்த மாதிரி ஏதாவது பண்றச்சே வந்து திருப்பி வந்து ஓனர் காமிப்பான். அதுக்கப்புறம் அவன் அதான் சொல்றேனே, வருஷம் அதான் அந்த பட்டர் அண்ட் ஜெல்லி சைன் தான் காட்டணும். யாராவது பிளேயர் எடுக்கிறதுக்கோ இல்ல ரிட்டன்ஷன் வச்சு ஏத்துறதுக்கு.
Yeah, the bowling is
Bowling is injury prone.
injury prone.
Even Ravi Bishnu is,
The whole team is pretty much 70% of your team is injury prone. Then I don't know, man.
I
It's
think
very,
even
very, very.
Markram is injury prone, if I'm not wrong.
No, Markram is fit. Markram is relatively fit person. I don't think he's an injury.
Actually, that was something that shouldn't have happened. If that wasn't the case, then it's fine. Puran, Ayush Badoni is also not injury prone. I feel that these 5 will be the main core, the batting core. No doubt about it. I think that's the core.
Yeah, but the thing is that at the cost of rotating the team, you won't be able to find your suitable playing 11. So that is why I'm saying.
It would mess your combination up, and you need to have a stable combination to get deeper into the play.
For your
combination, have that coach they all have that coach who was complaining when Chahal was used as a substitute during concussion.
Yeah.
But as I said, man, for the combination to work, Mitchell Marsh is a key piece, man, because without him, no, they don't have the 6th bowling option also. That's the problem.
3, 4, 5, 6. Because if you're using,
You can't.
Markram is much better than is actually a decent one in my opinion.
No, but you need an all-rounder, right? But true to be told, Mitchell Marsh with an all-rounder, and he's essentially going to play the Marcus Stoinis role. So that all-rounder, batting all-rounder, giving you 3-4 options, a lot of and this is an issue, man. Like of course, we all agree that Impact Sub has reduced the impact of all-rounders, some of the all-rounders, but I still feel the quality of the good quality all-rounders makes a huge difference, and in real time those quality all-rounders are in scarcity, and they has been retained by some of the teams. Let's be real with that. Some of the really good all-rounders are in
All-rounder வேற யாரும் கிடைக்கலையா? ஷார்டுல் டாக்கூர் தான் எடுத்துன்னு
He
வந்தியா
won
நீ?
the for KKR that.
இவன்
One season my man started believing he can bat was when he did it for KKR.
there was only one match, that's all.
No, he did it few matches, I believe.
No, one match only he did.
Bro, Manav, you're the last guy to defend Shardul Thakur. The same guy who got it and won you a cup, man. Please.
Yeah.
Generally pacey. He has taken a good deal of wickets, and look at the economy rate that he has, man. Mostly a power play, so that is a plus as well. His economy is 6 to 6 overall, but he has a good strike rate of 16.5, which is a good economy of 6 point.
I think one more headache of this team is too many captains in this team.
But it's a plus, man. It's actually a plus, It's a
Rishabh Pant is the guy. You bought him for so much amount, and he's
Yeah, I know, but you will obviously
Indian
have
Indian cap.
different ideology of players. You have
No, but
Marsh,
thing
you
is,
have
we have
Markram.
Marsh
You,
and Puran.
Yeah, Miller also
இல்லடா
has
சொல்ல
captain.
முடியாதுடா. அந்த ஓனர் ஏதாவது ஏதாவது எசக்க பசக்க ஏதாவது கேப்டன்சியை மாத்துறேன்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஏதாவது கலச்சு விட்டுறவங்க பயமா இருக்கு. ஒண்ணு பந்த் கேப்டன் நிக்கலஸ் பூரன் இல்லாட்டி மார்க்கர் சொல்ல முடியாது.
I
they
think
won't give it to
Rishabh Pant
Puran
wants to
because
bat a bit
See,
more freely. Then
guys. Indian cap. The number of IPL, most number of IPL title has been won by Indian captains. So by default, Indian captain Rishabh Pant will be the guy.
yeah,
yeah,
By the way, and Indian captains has a high brand value, sponsors, and the presence they bring in makes a huge difference. He'll bring in a different fan following also. With the recent times, what he has faced in his life, his PR level is on another level. So you might see increase in fan base also. So they don't. It's a
ஓனர்
package of
எதுவும்
உனக்கு என்ன லவ் ஹேட் ரிலேஷன்ஷிப் இருக்கா ஒரு சஞ்சீவ் கோயங்கா
KL Rahul was like, fine, I'll do the whole problem. So he basically did that for the team. And I know that it's an embarrassing defeat and all that, but still, you need to have some, some professionalism. Many were like, the owner did not know that the cameras were on. I'm like, man, he's an owner of a team. He should know that cameras are always on. They always catch everything. He might have done that on purpose. That's what I would go into that
and
direction. But
speaking of the camera incident, you remember that Abhishek Nair and Rohit Sharma getting leaked?
no, that was another story altogether, man. But I mean, while we talk about KKR and all that, maybe, yeah, I mean, yeah, that actually was also a big part of, I mean, that was also one of the questions where, either one of them, it had to be either Hardik Pandya or Rohit Sharma being in the team. I mean,
I swear to I still don't know how Mumbai Indians were able to get all of them together, retain them. That's a big
I think it was because of 2020 World Cup, what got them
definitely,
together.
mostly.
No other reason.
definitely. I agree with you. But okay, before we'll end this segment, I would like to ask you this question: will LSG can qualify for the playoffs? I know the majority answer, but for the formality sake, I just want to do that.
no,
I think they're gonna be one of the contenders for Wooden Spoon.
Yeah, what?
no, one of the
Right.
contenders for the wooden spoon. That means bottom of the
Wooden
table.
spoon. Oh, wooden spoon.
அதுதான் I know. Then is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think max they can get is 8 or 7. Nothing above that. They won't be the closest to top 4. If they prove me wrong, that's fine. But the way their squad is, it's like half hospital team that is.
Majority of the hospital bills will be
Yes.
Sanjeev Goenka. Always money will be gone.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, so in a unanimous call,
Either
it is
7 to 10. That's what I'll also give.
7. For the life of me, they didn't even get an overseas bowler. That is something they baffled me a
The
lot.
only overseas bowler they have is Shamar
Shamar
Joseph.
Joseph,
That
which is
too is a
still
backup, not a star bowler.
You can't bank on him. He's still relatively young, although he's great. What he did in Australia, we cannot deny it. But he's really
The only
and
other team than India to win at Gabba.
yeah, it's true. That it's true. Anything else to add, guys? I think this is it. I think we'll like to end this video on, but we'll end this video on. Thank you so much, guys, for coming in. We'll discuss rest of the teams in the future episodes. So with that being said, thank you so much, Ajit, Pranav, and Manav Gupta, especially for coming in for the first time. Really pleasure to have you on for your inputs. With that being said, guys, please make sure to catch up and follow us on Instagram, follow us on YouTube. Please like, share, subscribe with the YouTube channel. It really helps us a lot. And with that being said, take care. Bye.
Thank you guys. Have a nice